seated. Please be seated. Thank you to the Deerfield High School Band, Choir, and Orchestra under the direction of Ms. Pam Holt, Ms. Anastasia Balmer, and Mr. Ron Valor. Let us give them another round of applause for setting such a magnificent tone for this evening. Good evening. My name is Dr. Shayla Holland, and as the Superintendent of District 113, and on behalf of our Board of Education, it is my distinct honor to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the Deerfield High School Class of 2026. Schools and school districts are sacred places where the unique stories that make us who we are converge into shared existence. This dynamic interweaving creates opportunities to learn from each other, with each other, and alongside each other. It is amazing to realize that regardless of your past or your present circumstances, your individual paths have merged into this singular, golden moment in time where we have the honor of celebrating the warriors who make up the class of 2026. I have personally been shaped by the lives of our graduates. As someone also on a learning journey and a journey of becoming, I feel blessed to have been in community with you during your high school years. I've learned so much from you and will continue to give my best because of you. You are all deserving of the very best, and I hope you never forget that. The class of 2026 is a collection of passionate learners, fierce advocates, and critical thinkers. You are joyful, energetic, and fun. Most importantly, you are change makers who want the best for yourselves and for others. I have watched this class engage in thoughtful inquiry, implement strategies to enhance the student experience, and share your family's histories with pride. You have celebrated each other's successes and stood by one another during challenging times. This excellence has been on display in our classrooms, on our courts and fields, on our stages, and throughout the entire community. Of course, we know that our students would not be who they are today without the love and support of the village surrounding them. Because of your late-night encouragement, your high expectations, and your unwavering belief in them, these graduates are ready for the world. To our parents, caregivers, family members, friends, and staff, thank you for the vital role you have played in this journey. In closing, to our graduates, we love you and we thank you. You have embodied what it means to be a warrior through your relentless pursuit of excellence and your ongoing displays of courage. You leave Deerfield High School better than you found it, and your contributions have made a long-lasting impact that will be felt for generations to come. Enjoy this time of celebration. Congratulations, dear class of 2026. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce the principal of Deerfield High School, Dr. Will Dwyer.
Thank you, Dr. Holland. Members of the board, faculty, parents, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2026. They tell you that as principal, it's your job to give everybody a to-do list. For 4 years, you have been given boxes to check, and you have. Pass your finals, check. Turn in your library books, check. Park in the white parking spots, not the red ones, check. Which I know some of you treated more as a suggestion than a rule. Dylan Avon, I'm looking at you. But today, your to-do list is finished. You've checked the final box. So I'd like to replace it with something else. Today, I do not have a to-do list. I have my wish list for you. These aren't the standard wishes you're going to find on a Hallmark card. These are the things I truly hope for you as you walk out of those doors and into a great big life. First, I wish you the small daily mercies. I wish that you always find a parking spot when you're running 5 minutes late for something important. I hope the college you go to has multiple Starbucks kiosks on your way to your first hour class in the morning. I also wish for you never to have a college class that starts before 10 a.m. Trust me on that one. And I wish that for the rest of your lives, your laptops always update at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday and never at 8:15 a.m. the morning of an AP exam. But specifically, I wish that whenever you walk into a cafeteria for the rest of your life, you always know the exact price of your meal before you go to the register to pay. We're going to get better at that, we promise. But I also wish you the peace of mind that comes with being prepared for the small things so that you have energy for the big things in your life. Now let's talk about your legacy as a class. Class of 2026, I know what you are capable of when you are focused and your resources and energy are aligned. Now I want to discuss that. I have a very specific wish for your future families. I wish that one day your children go to a school that's just like this one. I wish they attend a school that is so profoundly generous, so fiercely united, that they can look at a problem in the world and decide to fix it in real time. I wish for them to experience the electricity I felt in our school when I watched you raise more than $392,000 for charity in just 24 days. I want your children to see what I saw, that impossible is just a word used by people who have not met a group of warriors with a deadline. That $392,000 wasn't just money. It was proof that you understand you are part of something bigger than yourselves. I wish that you never lose that spirit and drive. I wish that you never become too cynical to believe that a small group of people can change the world before the month is out. But my wishes for you are not all sunshine and success. If I only wish you success, I would be failing you. So here it is. I wish for you to experience a failure at some point in your life. I wish for you a failure that's impactful and significant enough that it stops you in your tracks. I wish for you a moment when the checkbox doesn't get checked, where the yes becomes a no, and where the plan falls apart. I wish this for you because I want to see what happens next. I want you to experience that moment where you pick yourself up, you dust off your ego, and realize that you are still standing. I wish for you the growth that only happens in recovery. Success is a great teacher, but a shallow one. Failure, on the other hand, will make you a better person. It will give you empathy for the person next to you who is struggling. It will give you a grit that no diploma can ever confer. I wish you the struggle because I have confidence in your ability to win the recovery. And when you do recover, when you find your footing in that new city or that new college, I wish you a moment of pure, unadulterated belonging. I wish that you go to a college where the basketball team is so legendary, so heart-stoppingly good that you find yourself once again a part of a screaming mob of classmates. I wish for you that feeling of standing shoulder to shoulder in the stands, praying for a three-pointer, losing your voice before halftime, and being there for one another in the explosion of victory and celebration. I wish for you to feel that singular heartbeat again, that reminder that you are never alone as long as you are part of a community. I wish for you the win, but more importantly, I wish for you the people who will jump up and down with you when it happens. My wish list for you is very long. It is a list built on the potential I have seen in your eyes and the kindness I see in your actions. As you leave us today, remember that you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to keep adding to your own checklist. Keep raising that $392,000 spirit. Keep picking yourselves up when you fall. It's been the honor of my life to be your principal. Congratulations. And remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, you are a warrior. It is now my great pleasure to introduce this year's student speaker, Dylan Ehrlich.
High school is a strange place. You can spend 4 years walking the same hallways, sitting next to the same people in class, seeing the same faces every day, yet still barely know each other. We're all in the same building, just moving through it on completely different routes. Somewhere along the way, that starts to feel normal. We find our people, our routines, the group chats that actually respond. And once that happens, we stop looking outward. Not because we don't care, but because we get comfortable. And I know that because for part of high school, that is exactly what I did. Early on, I thought I had it all figured out. I found my group, the people I clicked with, the version of myself that felt easiest to be. And once that settled in, I stopped trying to expand past it. Not in a dramatic way, no decision, no moment, just a slow shift into comfort. And comfort is great until it quietly starts shrinking your world. Because here's the thing that no one tells you about high school. It doesn't limit you nearly as much as you limit yourself. I didn't really notice that until something unexpected cracked my routine. Not a class, not a big life moment, not some dramatic realization, just an Instagram account. Yeah, it turns out a little personal growth can come from being a very underpaid, unofficial social media intern. I ran the class of 2026 commitment page. You know, the Instagram account where seniors post their plans after high school, whether that's college, trade school, the military, work, athletics, or just figuring things out one step at a time. And weirdly enough, I remember seeing the commitment page as a freshman and thinking it was one of the coolest things ever. Back then, the seniors on it felt so much older than us, like they had everything figured out. So when I saw there was an opportunity to run the account this year, I took it. At first, it was exactly what you'd expect. Template, post, caption, repeat. Efficiency over emotion. I was probably formatting posts more carefully than I was studying for my tests, which, in hindsight, may explain why Calc BC didn't go so well for me. But then, something started to stand out. Every post came with something real underneath it. Excitement, pride, relief, gratitude, sometimes all of it at once. And what hit me wasn't just what people were posting, it was what I had been missing. People I'd seen in hallways for years suddenly had stories, goals, and paths that I had never noticed before. I found out that classmates I barely knew were pouring hours of their time into niche but genuinely impressive things that I had never even heard of. Someone I passed in the hallway every day was spending their weekends building a business. Another person was balancing school while training at a level most people wouldn't even consider possible. That kid in my class who struggled on a test was pouring everything into a theater career. Somebody else was planning to serve in the military. Another person had spent years mastering a trade they genuinely loved. These things were always there. I just never really stopped to notice them. Behind every post was someone who had spent years getting to that moment. And even if I didn't know them well, or honestly at all, it didn't matter. You could see it in the stories, the often hilarious reaction videos, and the comments flooding in from people who barely knew them. And I started realizing something kind of uncomfortable. I am really good at underestimating people. And I don't think I'm the only one. In school, we get used to showing only a certain version of ourselves, keeping things casual, low pressure, as if caring too much is somehow embarrassing. But given the space, people actually care a lot, and they show it. I saw people commenting congrats on posts for people they may never sit next to again, and it wasn't fake. You could tell because it wasn't just close friends. People went out of their way to support classmates they barely talked to. And that changed how I thought about DHS. Because there is a community here. It's just quieter than we realize. It's not always the big moments. It's not just football games or assemblies or full audiences at the musical. A lot of it is small, repeated, and easy to miss if you're not paying attention. And I think that matters, because everyone in these hallways is dealing with more than what you see in passing. Pressure, growth, failure, wins that no one really notices. Like making it to state in a sport that doesn't usually get much attention, or finally figuring out something you've been stuck on for weeks, or landing the lead role in a play that you've been thinking about since freshman year. And when you actually start to see that, school feels different. It doesn't get any easier, but it does become fuller. I started noticing people I used to walk past. I started actually having conversations I wouldn't have had before, even playing guitar with people I probably wouldn't have talked to. It also made me realize how often we confuse familiarity with understanding. Just because you recognize someone doesn't mean that you know them. And just because someone fits into your version of school doesn't mean that that's all that they are. That's probably one of the biggest things I'm taking away from this place. Not that everyone has to know everyone, but that there's always more to people than what you first see. Now, don't worry, this is the part where I'm supposed to give advice. I'll keep it short. No life lecture, no inspirational monologue, just this. Say yes a little more often than feels natural. Talk to someone you don't really know. Let people see more of you than just the version that feels easiest. Because nobody looks back and says, I wish I had been more comfortable in high school. Comfort is nice, but it also quietly limits you if you let it run the show. And stepping outside of it doesn't mean becoming someone else. Because when I actually stepped outside of my routine, I didn't become someone new. I just started doing things I probably should have been doing all along. Paying attention to people, listening more closely, realizing that every someone has a story to tell and a voice to offer. And honestly, people ask me all the time if running that Instagram account was worth all the work, if I do it again, knowing how much time it took. And the answer is easily yes, 100%. Because somewhere between the posts, captions, reaction videos, and comment sections, it reminded me how much there is to discover in the people around you when you actually take the time to look. So, to the class of 2026, take the friendships you built here and take them past here. Take the confidence you built here and keep on testing it. And take the version of yourself that you discovered here, but don't assume that that's all you're meant to be, because it's not even close. To the families here tonight, thank you for seeing the full picture when we could only see pieces of it. For the rides, the stress, the late nights, and the support, even when we didn't always say we needed it. And to the teachers, thank you for teaching us more than what was on the syllabus. Not just calculus, history, or science, but how to think, how to keep going, and how to grow into ourselves. So, here we are, at the end of something that felt like it would take forever, and somehow also went by way too fast. If there's anything worth carrying from these 4 years, it's this. Don't just go where it's comfortable, go where there's something to discover. Because the best parts of life usually begin the moment you step outside what's familiar. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it. Now let's leave our mark.
And now I'd like to introduce the DHS Choir under the direction of Miss Anastasia Balmer.
The beginning seems so long.
Thank you, Mrs. Balmer and DHS Choir. I would now like to welcome Reese Blackstone and Sari Golding for the presentation of the class gift.
Good evening. My name is Reese Blackstone.
And my name is Sari Golding.
And we are members of the Senior Executive Board for the class of 2026. Each year, the senior class presents a class gift at graduation. Over the years, these gifts have taken many forms, from gardens and courtyard benches to food pantries and student scholarships, all meant to leave a lasting impact on our school and our community. In past years, the board decided on the class gift. However, this year, we wanted the decision to reflect the voice of our entire senior class. As an executive board, we chose 3 local organizations that represented the values that we felt are important to our class. And after a vote, the class of 2026 selected the Deerfield Free Store as the recipient of this year's class gift.
The Deerfield Free Store works to provide individuals and families represented by nonprofit and government organizations with essential household items and clothing. They work with people facing challenging personal circumstances who are moving to new housing, enabling them to create a safe and comfortable home environment within the Chicagoland area. We feel like this reflects the values of our class and how much we care about supporting our community and others. It is our honor to present this year's class gift to Dr. Dwyer on behalf of the class of 2026, and we congratulate our classmates on today's graduation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Good job. Thank you, Reese and Sari. Class of 2026, on behalf of the entire DHS school community, we graciously accept your generous gift as a donation to the Deerfield Free Store. This meaningful contribution will directly support students on their educational journey at DHS. Your kindness embodies the true spirit of our community, where we come together to uplift and empower one another. By investing in our students, you are fostering an environment where every warrior has the opportunity to succeed and thrive. Thank you for your generosity and for standing with us in this mission of support and encouragement. Let's have another round of applause for them. As we gather to celebrate the class of 2026, it's also a moment to honor a remarkable group of individuals who are closing a chapter at DHS after dedicating between 1 and 3 decades of service, a collective legacy spanning over 150 years. Our DHS retirees have been more than just staff members. They have been the foundation of our daily experiences. Whether it was igniting curiosity in the science lab, nurturing a love for literature, helping students create amazing art, supporting students within each classroom, or keeping our building running, or coaching our athletes, or fostering the well-being of every warrior, their impact has touched every corner of our community. It's difficult to put into words the depth of gratitude we feel. Their wisdom, patience, and commitment have set an example for all of us, reminding us that true greatness is found in service to others. Retirees, if you are here this evening, please stand as your name is read. This year, our retirees are Mr. Tim Black, Miss Amy Heinsohn, Mr. John Motzko, Mr. Michael Wolf, Mr. Bob Zima, and Mr. Pete Mordini. To our retirees, thank you for your steady support, your dedication, and the care you've shown to everyone at Deerfield High School. We celebrate you today and wish you joy, fulfillment, and adventure in the years ahead. Congratulations, retirees. Next, we'll be honoring the recipient of the JFK Medal of Honor. The John F. Kennedy Medal of Honor was initiated by the class of 1964 and began the tradition of honoring a graduating senior who has shown outstanding performance in the area of personal behavior and responsible action. This year's recipient is well known for their graciousness and maturity, which is woven into the fabric of our community, helping to create experiences that weave our school community together. Academically, this individual has never shied away from a challenge, pursuing rigorous coursework and consistently striving for excellence. Early on, it became clear that the student was going to be one of the most well-rounded students in our school, excelling academically and athletically. Their early display of leadership, competitiveness, foreshadowed what was to come, guiding our basketball team all the way to the state finals this year. The student also demonstrates tremendous integrity. He carries himself in a first-class manner, is a top student, and will continue his academic and athletic career at Dartmouth College in the Ivy League. While he has natural gifts, including size and ability, he has never taken them for granted. He works as hard as anyone and sets a tone for those around him. He has also showed genuine appreciation for the support he has received, referencing the community in post-game interviews and sending thoughtful messages of thanks. He has been a joy to be around, consistently putting the best interests of the team ahead of personal recognition. For all of these reasons, this year's recipient of the JFK Medal of Honor represents personal courage, integrity, relationships, and appreciation at the highest level. With great pride and admiration, please join me in congratulating this year's Medal of Honor recipient, Jake Pollock. He got up here really fast. That was good. Good job. At Deerfield High School, we are honored to acknowledge students who have achieved outstanding accomplishments through a multitude of pathways. The following awards recognize students for academic accomplishments. First, I am proud to announce the salutatorians and valedictorians from the class of 2026. These individuals earned top GPAs in the graduating class. Students, as your names are read, please come forward for the presentation of your medal. The salutatorians from the class of 2026 are Rashmi Vandehoevla, Chloe Cooper, Sari Golding, Max Halpern, Esther Kim, Charlie Marks, Jay Noren, Conrad Piotrowski, Jackson Sturzik, and finally Melinda Zhu. Let's have one large round of applause for our salutatorians. You can be seated. Okay, guys. You can be seated. And now for our valedictorians from the class of 2026. They are Joshua Koifman, John Chapkarov, and Natalia West. Let's have one large round of applause for our valedictorians. All right, guys. We're good. Come back. Now, I am proud to honor those students from the class of 2026 who have earned the highest accolades at the local, state, and national levels for their exceptional academic achievements as indicated in the commencement program. These include Student Liaison to the Board of Education, Deerfield Scholars, Deerfield High School Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Illinois State Scholars, Seal of Biliteracy recipients, and our National Merit finalists. Let's give a warm round of applause to celebrate and congratulate these outstanding students. Every year we have graduates who will be joining the armed forces, attending a military academy or ROC. As a district, we would like to recognize that student tonight who has chosen this esteemed path. We are honored to acknowledge Natalie Rumpel, U.S. Army Reserve. Please stand to be recognized. To join our student, we would also like to honor the family members who are currently serving in the military or whom have proudly served as veterans. If you have served or are serving, please stand if you are able so we can show our deepest appreciation with a warm round of applause. Finally, to all of our students, we are immensely proud of each of you and every one of you. Each of you brings something special to our school community, whether it's a talent, a passion, a caring spirit, or simply the determination to keep pushing forward. Success can be found in the growth, effort, and resilience you show every day. Each one of you has faced challenges, learned new things, and contributed in your way to making DHS a richer, more vibrant place. So let us celebrate the unique strengths and accomplishments of all of our students. Staff, family, and friends, please join me in congratulating all of our graduates. And now we welcome back to the stage Superintendent Dr. Holland.
To the distinguished members of the Board of Education, I hereby acknowledge that the members of the class of 2026, as listed in the program, have successfully completed the graduation requirements and are eligible to receive the Deerfield High School diploma. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Jaime Barraza, District 113 Board of Education President.
On behalf of the Board of Education, I certify that these students have met all requirements and have duly graduated from Deerfield High School. Graduates, today we celebrate the person you've become and the journey that led you to this moment. Tonight, it's about the lessons learned, the growth experienced, and the people who helped along the way. Now you become part of the story of Deerfield High School, woven into its history and shaping its legacy. You will forever be a warrior. Starting tomorrow, it's more about who you choose to be. Trust yourself, trust your gut. You are ready. Congratulations to the class of 2026. On behalf of the Board of Education, we welcome you as alum. We wish you every success. Now, I'd like to introduce the class marshals who will announce each of our graduates. Please join me in welcoming Josh Koifman and Harry Weiss.
As we prepare to call the roll, we do ask that everyone please make sure you hold your applause so that all names of all graduates can be heard.
Alrighty, there we go. John Michael Shapkrov. Natalia Elizabeth West.
Okay. Reshmi Thranayani Banduvala. Chloe Rosemarie Cooper. Sari Ryan Golding. Max Halpern. Esther Yegyum Kim. Charlie Jacob Marks. J. Marcus Norin. Konrad Lutien Piotrowski. Jackson Reed Sturzik. Melinda Angel Zhu. Dylan Robert Ehrlich.
The homeroom of Mr. Bingle, Ryan Nicholas Blitz. Nathan Dreyer. Eli Brenner Jacobs. Julia Riley Jacobson. Joseph Levi Karakuz. Rachel Emily Keene. Katie Kritzman. Blake Morris Melman. Dylan D. Lovett Miller. Eden Fine Nestler. Alexander Lawrence Pizer. Eliana Faith Picklin. Charles Sterling Pedig. Dominic Paul Puntany. Jacob Spencer Ramey. Meredith Leah Rifkin. Ava Brooke Rogers. Leah Ruby Rosenthal. Orly Rose Sweet. David Jichong Yao.
The homeroom of Mr. Bleck and Mr. Sikora. Joshua Barron. Joshua Sawyer Batt. Alex Ryan Chan. Tyler Patrick Corrigan. Allison Rose Danziger. Maxwell Ryan Garland. Troy Edward Gaywin. Josephine Ariel Harkavy. Gail Marie Suwatoski Harvey. Alexis Sophia Hashke. Molly Bell Hersberg. Sarah Isadora Holzman. Charles Nico Youngman. Eliana Abigail Kaplan. Danielle Mary Morris. Joseph Mark Shapkarov. Emma Kate Spiegel. Evan Zach Yoblin.
The homeroom of Miss Brodzinski and Miss Decter. Deborah Chariot. Clara Myung-soo Chung. Wesley Sanyi Clonch. Melissa Daniela Esparza Barreda. Chance Preston Ferris. Seth Aaron Frank. Brianna Denise Garcia Hernandez. Camila Elisa Guadarrama. Alessandro Francisco Jimenez. Daniel Arian Krive. Arjun Kusayil. James Finian Mans. Alexa Rodriguez Sevilla. Emily Corinne Rubin. Mati Lucille Schwartz. Allison May Ulysio.
The homeroom of Miss Bernetti. Myra Ashal Amin. Natalia Aravello. Sarah Baish. Samuel Alexander Chabin. Kayla Yuri Choi. Ryan Shosuke Curry. Garrett Cole Deutsch. Preston Kotmai DeVitro. Vera Yu Hansen. Scott Hale Suhitwatsky Harvey. Aaron Elsa Hears. Raphael Khalif. Jack Klopfer. Jason Konstantinov. Noah Joseph Palzette. Noah Sidney Schwartz. Nathan Jacob Targonsky.
The homeroom of Mr. Chamberlain. Reginald John Bertoldi. Benjamin Samuel Dixon. Samantha Chloe Ebner. Maya Jessica Fern. Reed Owen Galasinski. Trevor Joshua Gross. Lillian Christine Hahn. Callan Jacob Jackamew. Cameron Allison Jensen. Nathan Charles Cantor. Sydney Mara Cohn. Jackson Richmond Mock. Alyssa K. Munir. Abigail Rose Miller. Josephine Ruth Mutnick. Siona Chanodia Rashikar. Matthew Evan Match Schaefer. Molly Mackenzie Trella. Aiken Wainana. Elvin Hao-Chen Wang.
The homeroom of Mr. Chung and Mr. Citron. Patrick Russell Adley. Chase Justin Ehrenberg. Brady Hayes Offman. Dylan Madison Avon. Alexander Marshall Bobert, Avery Tate Blacher, Madison Elizabeth Blakesley, Arden Ashley Bubser, Marley Raquel Cohen, Cindy Grace Staley, Blair Talia Deutsch, L. Morgan Feinberg, Eric Aiden Moyano, Ryder Sydney Robin, Jack Rogers, Spencer Maxwell Rotter, Romy Gila Sarbagil, Carter James Sassano, Grayson Wolf Shea, Ashley Ryan Schmickler, Beckett Oliver Schobloom, Callie Reese Stolberger.
The homeroom of Miss Kuringa, Hugo Edward Ruggiero Albrechts Bueller, Aaron Samuel Ansfeld, Liam Austin, William Alden Battaglia, Joshua Micah Burlow, Samuel Aaron Berman, Effie Devlatov, Maggie Brett Dorman, Amelia Zuzana Duba, Gemma Dora Dunn, Catherine Amelia Fields, Charles Kaplan Friedman, Ryan Marley Greenberg, Catherine Irene Hammock, Rachel Rose Lavin, Trey William Ponticus, Max Joshua Strimling, Jacqueline Brooke Swartz.
The homeroom of Mr. Duval and Mr. Lukens, Ayla Jones Arkin, Julie Shayna Bassa, Zoe Jade Belden, Elise Lynn Chandler, Cassie Margaret Evans, Reed Jackson Gandy, Ryan Henry Gerber, Braden Hernandez, Liza Sari Katz, Jacob Noah Keltner, Elliot Jonas Klurman, Sophia Claire Keene, Ashley Maria Levin, Justin Will Lubefeld, Michael Francis Manso, Natalie Rumpel, Alex Brandon Schachter, Zachary Evan Weitzman, Drew Weiner.
The homeroom of Miss Escalante and Miss Garfias, Jameson Alexander Chandler, Noah Nicole Daniel, Aaron Dasgupta, Mateo Enrique Deschamps, Asher Alon Feinberg, Jonathan Benjamin Guerin, Benjamin Meyer Gimmelfarb, Parker Samuel Gross, Rex Jonah Harris, Madeline Grace Katz, Angelina Laba, Jace Evan Londo, Mariano Ricardo Martinez, Lillian Grace Maxwell, Elon Mark Mesa, Reese Madeline Milstein, Mac Joseph Navikas, Dimitro Piryavalov, Maya Jordan Schamberg. Joey Zheng.
The homeroom of Mr. Flannery, Mr. Moran, and Mr. Regan. Cordelia Grace Angel Reese. Billy Isabel Bear. Lila Jean Marie Black. Reese Julia Blackstone. Garrett Brandon Borovic. Avery Rachel Charis. Ryan Noah Chernowski. Emiko Lani Chichester. Samantha Reese Cohn. Brody Howard David. Blake Sam Drexler. Sophia Krozek. Maggie Kate Kustich. Zoe Francis Levitt. Addison Thomas Madura. Nora Jean McClenahan. Gavin Emerson Myers. Noah Wagner Pacross. Gavin Thomas Silber. Ryan Stiefel. Ryder Logan Teplitsky.
The homeroom of Mr. Guter and Mr. Zima. Barkus Amar Galan. Mason Alexander Benjamin. Brandon Noble Brown. Olivia Lily Brown. Luke Jacoby Chichester. Eliana Hope Cohen. Alana Jillian Dorfman. Eva Alexandra Douglas. Brady Evan Dubinsky. Nia Juchaguri. Jesse Lane Feldman. Brooke Stephen Humphrey. Lila Drew Isaacs. Hayden Cole Myers. Aubrey Jude Nitsky. McKenna Jean O'Mackle. Samantha Kaylin Parpala. Ethan Jacob Wider.
The homeroom of Miss Holt and Mr. Novikis. Matthew Isaac Aggie. Malika Christine Boalia. Sam Albert Cohen. Sabrina Grace Crane. Anna Grace Dickinson. Samantha Leah Engel. Gwyneth Miriam Evans. Abigail Ruby Faust. Lisa LaRue Georges. William Henry Lambert. Amber Dawn Prystowski. Rohan Rai. Jacob Samuel Rassoff. Eliza Ruth Ratzgoff. Brady Nathan Schwartz. Liam James Shirey. Logan Allen Sclair. Nolan Tossing. Elizabeth James Voigt. Zach Winokur.
The homeroom of Mr. Lawler and Miss Schroeder. Aiden James Arroyo. Neri Hernandez. Hannah Mary Benny. Samantha Erin Block. Wesley Gaynor Call.
Thank you.
Allison Jean Edson. Belinda A. Esparza Barrera. Ross Sonny Freeman. Samantha Lindsay Kerpel. Jamie Marisol Mazariegos. Victor Piotrowski. Ari Philip Rubenstein. Joseph Thomas Sandberg. Lexi Hannah Siegel. Sergei Shimchonak. Amir Ere Uduchu. Ava Grace Yatabe. Thomas Thor Yatabe. Zosha Anna Zarnecki.
The homeroom of Profe Mansfield. Riker Everett. Elijah Sheldon Finkelstein. Jake Ryan Friedman. Nicole Gilgaska. Athena Karinikolis. Evan Daehui Lee. Sean Alexander McNair. Evan Ari Nagler. Jaden Michael Palzette. Tila Sarah Ryback. Georgia Schwab. Carly Morgan Schwartz. Sadie Paige Sodakoff. Julia Joy Sturl. Allie Elizabeth Weitzman. Jacob Brown Weber. Jonathan William Weissmuller. Peyton Grace Woodson. Alexander James Yi Chung Yale.
The homeroom of Miss Martin and Mr. Wolf. Aaron Ann David. Eli Decker. Sophia Bell Joseph. Abigail Hannah Cole. Lola Annabelle Colton. Ethan James Kozel. Natalie Mary Kreisman. Drew Shea Levin. David Max Lusardi. Easton Miles Newman. Natalie Robe. Travis John Respenda. Emma Morgan Samuels. Luke T. Siciliano. William David Swender. Nicole Joanne Tillman. Matthew Aaron Wilner. Olivia Summer Woolheim. Olivia Dorothy Wool. Tila Reese Zabel.
The homeroom of Mr. Menelacino and Miss Navikis. Yeva Carson. Hadass Sasana. Owen James Collins. Tiffany Eugenia Ann Johnson Contreras. Ren Fukuda D'Attilio. Ella Ramati Gill. Lucia McLean Holtz. Lauren Elizabeth Jones. Lexi Estelle Leibovich. McAllister Henderson Mazurk. Eva Madeline Odishu. Anastasia Riviera. Daniel Reynoso Belo. Heather Madonna Sarva. Joseph Eli Seed. Sahana Leela Shaw. Julia Reed Wolf.
The homeroom of Mr. Palmberg and Miss Desarowski. Jordan Eliezer Blaustein. Meredith Taylor Deutsch. Jake Robert Fiss. Olivia Hope Kalish. Taylor L. Kaplan. Biali Kinyeshbekov. Amina Kuram. Yunsi Olivia Kim. Isabella Krumenacher. Michael Daniel Lessner Jr. Charlie Matthew Moros. Matthew Bruce Nangle. Malia Kahili Newmark. Sonny Lou Robbins. Jeremy Jonas Ross. Brody Jacob Sheffrin. Jacqueline Ava Silverman. Shay Valby.
The homeroom of Mr. Wriggler, Sadie Leah Fox. Nicholas Godo Goldenberg. Jacob Benjamin Hakimi. Sydney Gasper Kleiman. Anurag Benno Lankadasu. Jenna Elizabeth Pedersen. Lucas Henry Penzenik. Jacob Alexander Pollock. Hayden Bryn Putz. Aaron Rubin. Max Sinsai Rubenstein. Elizabeth Rukadze. Zachary Taylor Shanker. Samir Shabazz. Milo Reese Shapiro. Jake Finn Spiewak. Eliana Claire Stadelman. Hannah Tenenbaum. Yedidya Yijing Sai.
The homeroom of Mr. Tivron, Stella Eliana Axelrod. Madison Jade Blumenthal. Morgan Claire Bowen. Jordan Renee Cohen. Miranda Ang Dunham. Chase Tanner Ferris. Bianca Noelia Herrera. Charlie Mary Jacobson. Yeva Sofia Januskevicius. Siler Graham Gerald. Madeline Rose Lambert. Sophie Lexa Mappa. Matthew David Miovitsky. Alexander Ignatius Nodland. Keegan Taylor O'Neill. Ethan Polonsky. Daniel Edward St. John. Eldranon Wendell Williams, Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, the Harry Morris Weiss.
And last but not least, the Josh Koifman.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in another round of applause for our incredible class marshals, Josh Koifman and Harry Weiss. Graduates, I invite you to turn your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to present to you the graduates from the Deerfield High School class of 2026.
Do it.
All right, that's it. do. They have to sit.